Hi, and welcome to the PassioKnit Spinner Podcast. My name is Tracy. You can find me as Schnüffeltier on Ravelry and Instagram. And today I am doing another small bonus episode for my podcast channel. It's a tutorial. I've never done a video tutorial for anything, so I hope this will work. And, the camera is in front of me. It's on top of a dustbin, but I think it works. So I got a lot of questions on Instagram on how I knit the rolled, twisted, whatever you want to call it, cast on my Dobby and Winky socks. So I thought I would share a tutorial on how to do that. I brought my little wooden bowl with my socks here, and I will try to just leave it sitting here because I think it's a nice background, but I'm not sure if you will be able to see what my hands are doing. So let's try. I made swatches for this cast on because there are different ways you could do it. The way I did it for my socks is I had a main color for the sock and a contrast color for heels, cuffs, toes. I used the contrast color more in the rolled hem. So you knit 3 garter ridges and then you twist and roll. So for this swatch here, I knit the first and third garter ridge in the contrast color and only the second one in the main color. To show you what it looks like if you switch those out, I made a second swatch. And it might not look too different to you, but it really is. The top one has more of the main color than of the contrast color. So these are the ways you can do it when you want to do it in 2 different colors, have more of the main color or have more of the contrast color. I feel like I'm not doing a good job here. You could also do this with, just one yarn without using different colors. Or you could do the rolled twisted hem just with a contrast color and switch to your main color after that. So let's try and show you. I did knit a swatch. I think I'm going to get rid of this bowl. So appreciate the prettiness. It's going to go. And I hope it's not going to fall down and make noise. So I'm just going to clatter those here. The important part is, if you want to do this, you have to cast on a multiple of 4. So it's perfect for me for socks because I knit my socks with 64 stitches, and that is, a multiple of 4. For this swatch here, I did cast on 24 stitches. And what do? You cast on your stitches onto one needle. You need to knit this rolled garter, hem, whatever. I'm not sure how to call this. Is it a cast on? I don't know. What I do know is you knit it in rows, not in rounds. That's important. So you're starting out by casting on all the stitches you need onto one needle. As I said, I knit my socks with 64 stitches. So I cast on all 64 stitches onto one DPN. And that does fit. More than 64 stitches and it gets a bit crowded, but you can manage to do that. And then you need to knit 5 rows. You need to have 3 garter ridges in the end. And, when you cast on, the first row you knit is basically a wrong side row. So you need to add 5 rows after the cast on. I have knit 4 rows so far. So I'm going to knit the last row. And I opted for the more contrast color in the roll than the main color. So I'm going to use the yellow yarn. Now you're going to see the weird way I knit. But it's not about how I knit. It's about how to do this. So I'm just going to knit back the last row, which is possibly not super exciting, but I just didn't want to start off by rolling and saying, yeah, see, that's it. So I'm working my way back here. And then I'm going to cut off the contrast color that I don't need anymore. And you have to please double check that you're snipping the right yarn because I snipped the wrong yarn before and I was super mad because that leaves me with 2 additional ends to weave in. And weaving in ends is just not fun. So the yellow yarn is good to go. And I'm going to go back to the pink yarn. So now the action starts. Make sure to work slowly. So I'm going to try to do this. Now you have to just count to 4. You knit 4 stitches and then you're going to twist. And what you do for twisting is you just grab your right needle and you roll it around once. Now let me do this again. You knit your 4 stitches and then you grab the needle, just hold it like you would normally knit. You can just keep it like that. I'm just going to hold it back here so you can see. And you roll it. Oh, great. Now I'm dropping stitches. See? Tutorials and me, that's not a good fit. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm back. Grab the needle, twist it around. Now you've created the first roll. It looks super weird when you do it just once, so let's do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab the needle and twist it around your knitting. See, it's starting to look better. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Twist it around and just continue like this, knitting 4 stitches, twisting it around. Of course, when you have more stitches, you're not going to hold your needle back here to twist. You're just going to hold it and twist it around, but that way you won't be able to see what I'm doing. So it's the last twist. You've knit your stitches and you twist it around. Then you just finish off your row. And that is how you knit this rolled hem. Now, if you want to join your knitting in the round for socks, because I think this would make a nice start for maybe a little baby sweater for a girl, or a scarf, or a sweater for an adult. If you knit flat, you just continue knitting. But for knitting in the round, I normally, after I've finished this row with the twists, I divide my stitches up on my DPNs and join in the round. But I think if you want to do this and you're doing it for the first time, it might be easier to just start your preferred rib pattern. Let's say you're going to do knit 1, purl 1, and knit 1 row across, or maybe 3 or 4 rows, and then divide your stitches up on your DPNs. That will leave you with a little gap, but I mean, it's not that bad to seam up 1 centimeter of your cuff. So that's everything there is to say about this. It's really super simple. It's not hard to do. It's just twisting. It's all you have to do is twist your yarn and you're good to go. If you want to do this with leftover sock yarn, I recommend weighing your yarn, because if you have, like medium-sized women's feet, I would say you need about 35 grams for 1 sock. So if you have 2 leftovers that are 35 grams each, you can totally knit Dobby and Winky socks out of this. So yes, this is the twisted stitch cast on. I'm not sure how to say it. And just to be clear, I did not invent this. I found this in a German knitting book that I cannot find right now. It's called Der geniale Sockenworkshop. There is a English translation for that book, but there's also a sock knitting pattern by Christy Brockway. I'm not sure if that's her maiden name or not. She goes by Turtle Girl 76, and she has a photo tutorial for this cast on her blog. So you could check this out. So you will end up with a ton of ends to weave in, and you will have this little gap. Can you see? You're just going to close this with weaving in the ends, and it's going to be invisible. You won't be able to tell. So yeah, that's it. I hope this will be watchable. I hope you will understand what I meant and what to do. And if not, please tell me and I will try to make a better job of this. Yeah, it's the first time I did this. I hope it works, and I hope you will be able to now knit yourself this nice cast on for your socks. I will talk to you very soon. Until then, enjoy everything you do. Bye.